Hi friends, so we are back for the second video of this series. Yeah, so it's on the overseas players. I hope you liked our first video, and this will be on overseas players, and there will be something interesting at the end. Stay tuned. So our first player today would be Jos Buttler, the English wicketkeeper batter, the white ball captain of the English team. And I mean, what a stellar time he had at the Royals. But unfortunately, the Royals have left him out, and he can still get back to them in the auctions. If not, then it might be another homecoming for him going back to his first franchise in the IPL, Mumbai Indians. And that Wankhede pitch might suit him very much. Ball comes nicely onto the bat. He can open with Rohit and play the role of an aggressor. Or else he can go to KKR, the defending champs, and fill that void created by Phil Salt, like for like replacement. So now moving to Ashish.
Yeah, and I'll be talking about Maxwell. And as we have seen in the past as well, CSK has always been interested in Maxwell, and Dhoni likes a three-dimensional player, and Maxwell brings it. So I believe CSK will be interested once again in Maxwell. And he belonged to RCB, and RCB has right to match card left, and there are no many finishers in the market, so RCB might be interested once again in Maxwell. Apart from it, Gujarat Titans have left their finisher, which was Miller. So getting Maxwell as his replacement will be a good addition to their squad. So they might also be interested. Now moving to Subrodip.
Well, I'm going with one of the players who can be addressed as Karodpati almost 25 times at this point of time. 24% if I could, if you remember from Mitchell Starc last season. He has been not retained by KKR, which is not a bit of a foolish decision for them to do. I think Starc can go back to KKR at the point of time. It took wickets to the new ball. One of the vital wickets against the opponent side, especially of Travis Head a couple of times in the finals and in the playoffs. Actually, you can think of so he can go back to the KKR franchise. They can't use the RTM card because they've already gone to sixth place. So have to kind of buy him back in the auction. RCBs can be one of the homecomings for Mitchell Starc. I think he has a brilliant relationship with Virat, and he loves the Bangalore and the field. Chennaswamy is not a bit of a good season, good ground, I would say, for any fast bowler, but he is someone who has enjoyed bowling there. He can actually go to GT. If you remember, Gujarat had a bit of a bidding war with Kolkata, so they can actually look to get the target in for them this time around. But the actually thing that I'm gonna note it down is KKR hasn't really connected with Starc at the point of time, which he has actually informed. So I'm not sure if they are ready to go back to him in the auction. In that case, RCB should be ahead in the race, moving to Saptarshi with the next player.
Yeah, so the next player is the young kid who took the world by storm in the last IPL with explosive knocks. But since then, his stakes maybe have fallen down a bit with his performance in the international arena, but still expect teams to go hard for this talented kid. Yeah, if we are speaking of JFM, Jake Fraser-McGurk, so he can surely get back to DC another time. And else, PBKs with a lot of money at the auction can surely splurge a lot of money for this talented kid. Or again, as I spoke for Butler, he can go to Mumbai, play at the top of the order, opening or maybe one down. That one get a pitch, absolutely belter of a track, and go for your shots. So these are the three teams that will most likely go for JFM. Moving to Ashish.
Yeah, and I'll be talking about David Miller again. Similar logic as I already spoke about Glenn Maxwell, a finisher, which is not a lot available in the market. And again, a couple of teams that will be interested are RCB and Gujarat. And again, for the similar reasons, Gujarat will be interested to get him back in the squad, and RCB, if they cannot get Maxwell, David Miller will be a great addition to their squad. Now moving to Subrudip.
Well, I'm got another left-arm pacer in the form of Trent Boult. Boult was one of the huge members of Mumbai for a long, long time in any franchise. It was in the past for the IPL. It has been for America, for New York. It has been for South Africa, for Cape Town. So he has been part of the Mumbai franchise. He can look to go back. Mumbai can look to go back to him for the next mega auction. He can actually go back to his actual franchise or the last franchise, that is the Rajasthan Royals, who actually have to buy him back because they've already retained six players. They can't actually use the RTM card. So Bolt can be a very good member for these two franchises. Someone who has picked the most wickets in the first over of the IPL, or someone who has the quality to swing the ball. Just moving to Shaptashi for the next player.
Yeah. So the next one is the pace sensation from South Africa, KG Rabada. Uh, yeah, last couple of years he hasn't been that great in the IPL, but just never rule out KG Rabada. PBKs can surely again get him back. Else he can go back to his old franchise DC, who left him out in the last mega auctions. And he was very good there. Remember that 2020 season where he was so good for DC. Else he can go back. He can go to another franchise. I mean, MI, because that one cadet track with a bit of movement early on might help him. And also remember he plays for some other franchises of MI in the MLC and that SA20 league. So that relationship might play a role in MI going for KG Rabada. So moving to Ashish for the next one.
Yeah, and I'll be talking about one of the highest paid cricketers in IPL at one point of time, an all-rounder from England. And if I'm not wrong, he was also the player of the series in the 2022 T20 World Cup, if I'm correct. So it's Sam Curran. And someone like Punjab might be very interested in getting his services back because they have a lot of money and they can get him back, an all-rounder uh, who can hit quick runs and can be lethal with the new ball. Next team that might be interested in him might be CSK. He has played for CSK in the past, and so be it another time. And we all know how much LSG loves all rounder. Yeah, I agree that there has been a change in the leadership at LSG, but then who doesn't wanna have an all rounder in their squad? And Sam Curran might just fill in the shoes of Marcus Stoinis really well. So moving to Subrodip.
Yeah, this time I got a spill on rounder, and I think Ashish mentioned about Glenn Maxwell about CSK. CSK is one of the franchises who have kept a template of going for all rounders. They believe in players who can actually offer you something more than their actual primary job. Like someone is a batter, he can bowler, he can bat. That's the all-rounder form. And Livingstone can be a great all-rounder for CSK. They have actually gone for in the past Maxwell, they've gone for Shakib, they've gone for Moeen Ali. So Livingstone can be under their eyes for the mega auction. Livingstone can be great for Punjab, someone who has can bash the ball out of the park most of the times in the middle overs, can be great for Punjab and also for Delhi, who was struggling a few times in the middle overs last time around. So Livingstone can be good for this franchise too. Up to the last player for Saptoshi.
Yeah, so almost a like for like replacement to the name with which we started. We started with Jos Buttler and ending with Phil Salt, both playing for the Manchester Originals, both opening for England wicketkeeper batters. If one isn't present, the other captains the T20 side, and not much to separate. Same sort of skill sets. Can surely be back at KKR. Was part of that so success. I mean, richly successful squad last year. If not, can go back to where Butler was left out, RR, or can go to MI because the one career track's gonna suit him. Can open with Rohit there, and that's the end of the 10 players. But now that interesting part which we said at the beginning, yeah. So for the first time ever, Jimmy Anderson has put his name in the IPL auctions, and I mean that's a real big surprise. So I would like to ask Ashish and Shubhradeep if any team is gonna be interested in the goat of Test cricket. I mean, he is just trying his hand at the T20 level here.
So I guess CSK he fits into the Dats army.
It's a dance. I think CSK, if they can go back to Pujara in one of those auctions, they can surely go back to Jimmy. It's always been a nice thing for Jimmy to come to India and spend a couple of months of the summer in this country. So I don't know. Hasn't played T20s for a decade now. He hasn't touched the ball. The only thing for in favor of Jimmy is no batter in the current generation has faced him in this format. But with the wide ball in the night, playing at the Chennaswamy, oh, welcome to Jimmy Anderson in T20 cricket in India.
Yeah, so I mean that's going to be a pretty interesting part. Let's see if anyone is interested in him. So, guys, I mean that's the end of this series. If you like it, please subscribe our channel, and please share the videos with as many guys as possible. And stay tuned. We will be coming up with more details on the auction dates. Till then, cheers. Bye.
So
Cheers. Thank you.